A device driver is a low-level software component that enables the operating system, like Windows 10, to communicate with a hardware device. Many device drivers, which are often also referred to as drivers, are shipped as part of Windows 10 in the driver store. These drivers are available in both 32-bit and 64-bit variants to match the architecture of the operating system. To help with security, drivers in Windows 10 are digitally signed. You can see here that device drivers sit at the lowest level of the operating system in the kernel. They perform very low-level functions and interact directly with the hardware. Sitting above the operating system kernel layer are system services. These perform functions like accessing the storage, accessing the network, managing security issues, dealing with sign-in. At the top layer of the architecture, we have applications. Windows 10 supports desktop apps, store apps, and universal apps. Usually, drivers are installed whenever you add newer hardware. Updates to drivers can be handled automatically by Windows Update. But you can also manage drivers using Device Manager. If you're experiencing problems with the driver, you can use the SIGVerif tool and the Verifier command line tools. I'd recommend that before you take the exam, you have a look at how both of these tools work. Device Manager is a graphical user interface. You can access this by right-clicking Start and choosing Device Manager. It's also available under Computer Management. A list of all the devices are displayed. If you right-click a particular device driver and then click Properties, you'll see this dialog. You can then click the General, Driver, Details or Events tab, depending upon the particular driver. This driver, HP TrueVision, is working correctly. Let's take a look at how to update a device driver and then how to roll back a driver. To update a driver, the first thing to do is to open Device Manager. And right-click Start and choose Device Manager. And then locate the device that you want to update. So, for example, a mouse. Right-click the device and choose Update Driver. You can now search automatically for the driver or browse the local computer for a driver if you happen to have downloaded one already. I have an online connection here, so it's also checking for updates online. So now let's look locally. And you can specify a location to search and choose subfolders, or pick from a list of available drivers. I'll go that route. So it's showing all compatible drivers, but just for the demonstration, I'm going to choose an incompatible device and choose a Microsoft PS2 mouse as opposed to a HID compliant mouse. It's warning me that that's a potential problem, but I'm going to do it anyway. And now, as you see, we have a problem with this device. It can't start, it's the incorrect driver. So to roll back a driver, I can right-click and choose Properties and click on the Driver tab. And if the option for Rollback Driver is available, then we can choose it. If it's not available, it means it hasn't been updated. So I'll choose Rollback Driver. And I can specify a reason for that. Previous version performed better, had more features, or as is this case, this is the wrong driver. Say yes, and it rolls back the driver. Click Close, and you can see now we're using the correct driver. That's not a very invasive way of recovering a problem with the system. I mean, there are a number of other ways of recovering drivers or rolling back drivers by rolling back the entire system state, but that's far more invasive. Okay, so in the demonstration you saw how to update a driver and then to roll back that driver. If you experience problems with the device, try removing it. To do this, open Device Manager. Locate the suspect device, right-click it and click Uninstall Device. confirm the action by clicking Uninstall. If for some reason you can't remove it in this way, use the pnputil.exe command to force removal, as shown here. Usually, after you've removed a device, once you install it again, it will automatically update itself. So when you restart your computer, the device is detected and the fresh driver installed. If you don't want to do that, use the following procedure. In Control Panel, click Devices and Printers. Under Devices, right-click the icon that represents your computer and then click Device Installation Settings as shown in the graphic. In Device Installation Settings, click No and then save the change. Driver signing is very important. Drivers are signed so that you can be assured the driver is provided from a safe source. You can use the SIGVerif tool to verify driver signatures. Open up an elevated command prompt, run SIGVerif, and then you'll see this graphic opens. Let's take a look at how to use SIGVerif to verify driver signatures. Okay, we're going to take a look at using the SIGVerif tool now. I'm going to open up a command prompt. I'll open it elevated, so I'll run as administrator. Confirm that with the user account control. And then run the SIGVerif tool. It opens up a user interface. I can click some advanced options here, but I'm just going to run the tool as is by clicking Start. It now scans the device drivers, as you can see, and then creates a report about whether they've been digitally signed. I can view that report through the Advanced button here by clicking View Log. And it opens up a text file and indicates the various drivers and that they're signed and information about the package and who the particular driver is signed by. I can scroll down here and look for anything that's unsigned. As you can see, that's not the case here, so everything is correct and as it should be. In the demonstration, you saw how to verify driver signatures using SIGVerif.